Please like, comment, subscribe, and support.
Con pie. This show, drinking some kokanee. Oh yeah, I better cover up of that label, otherwise I might get sued. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Computers, gaming, retro gear, devices, tech reviews, and more. Geeking off with AnthWare.
So, my guest, co-host for this particular episode is Brandon Hawkins. Go ahead and say hi, Mr. Brandon Hawkins.
Hi, everyone.
And he's
Welcome
drinking
to the Geeking Off podcast. I'm drinking a Fat Tire Ale, and I'm, of course, your humble guest host right now, Girth B. Frobe.
I thought he was drinking Batman.
That too.
Okay. And in this podcast, we're going to discuss why all the confusion over fair use. Ooh.
This subject again.
Yeah, this subject seems to come up a lot nowadays. A lot.
About once or twice every other year.
Yeah. So some of you probably have heard. You may have heard of Cool Cat. Well, maybe not as much as you have heard about I Hate Everything on YouTube. And he's a guy who does reviews on bad movies. Ooh, real bad movies. And Cool Cat is a character from a very low-budget film made by an individual named Derek Savage. I Hate Everything decided to make the review on his movie, Cool Cat Saves the Kids, but didn't have a very good review. You know, he kind of gave it the lowest two thumbs down kind of a review. And Derek Savage didn't like that. He didn't like that at all. So he filed the DMCA against the kid to take down his video, to get it off of YouTube, because he wants him off of YouTube. He wants his channel deleted, according to the emails that he sent. And the part that gets me is when this all went down, I've seen this before. Many of us have seen this before on YouTube from many people. One of the most famous ones you might remember is Captain Sparkles, and when he did Minecraft Style, which is a parody of Gangnam Style. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. I won't do that. But you get the idea. And in the end, what happened? Captain Sparkles got his video back because it fell into the fair use category. Now, in this unique situation, I will say this is kind of interesting, and the fun fact about it is Derek Savage lives, of course, somewhere in the LA area, Southern California, and I Hate Everything lives in the UK. But for now, I think we should go over what Derek Savage did after he took down the video. After Derek Savage took down the videos, they started counterclaiming and sending emails between each other. And what you're about to listen to, I Hate Everything reading off these emails, and after each email we're going to discuss what we think about the emails.
Hey boy, I've been receiving a lot of extremely harassing emails and YouTube comments. Some have even been death threats, and several of them state that you sent them to harass me, which legally makes liable and the co-conspirator of these illegal actions, and YouTube hates harassers. My attorneys told me to forward every harassing and offensive comment to YouTube, which I've been doing, so we can build the case to have you completely shut down. I also see that you have copyright infringed numerous other films, and I know a lot of producers in Hollywood, so I'll be sharing with them on how to file a copyright claim against you and your YouTube channel. I'm advising that you better delete anything and everything that references me and or Cool Cat, and tell your hateful followers that they better never contact me again. By the way, these people were playing the same illegal games as you, and I filed against them, and their channel is now deleted. Your second and third strike is about to come on you real quickly. I'll also make sure that the fourth and fifth hit you too.
Okay, in that email, the first thing that stands out at me is he is saying my attorneys in plural. What's kind of interesting about that first little segment that I call the bullshit factor is the fact that For one, he lives over in the UK. Now, what kind of attorney would you need to hire, to go and pursue something as taking harassment comments from YouTube and keeping track of all this stuff? Basically, in the email, he's threatening I Hate Everything to try to shut him down, report him to YouTube. Okay, yeah, right. YouTube doesn't respond to anybody. So there's another BS factor right there. He's reporting all this to YouTube. YouTube doesn't talk to nobody. Even maybe an attorney, maybe. But many of us have been on the site a long, long time. YouTube responds to nobody. And he also demands that, I Hate Everything removes his videos.
In all fairness, there's a couple things I want to say first, and just to be completely and 100% fair. To begin with, I've never even heard of I Hate Everything. I'd never even heard of Cool Cat. I'd never even heard of Derek Savage until you brought it to my attention earlier this afternoon. So that being said, I didn't have enough time to be bothered to watch I Hate Everything's review on this movie Cool Cat, and it's therefore safe to say that I haven't seen the movie Cool Cat Saves the Kids or whatever.
Neither have I. And I've also I've heard of Cool Cat. I've been following the project, and that's how I've heard about this. Was I saw a video upload, which we'll address later on, but I saw a video upload of him addressing I Hate Everything, and of course now I think I found somebody, I might check him out now. Thanks for shouting him out.
Okay, that being said, there's a couple of other things that I'm going to call bullshit on. Let's start with death threats. There's a red flag that goes off in my head because I did watch part. I kind of skimmed through the video clips that you sent me prior to us doing this show. I skimmed through them. I listened to Derek Savage for the most part. I listened to I Hate Everything, his side of the story for the most part. The whole death threat thing, I'm not buying it. And again, I haven't seen exactly what I Hate Everything did, but if all he did was talk about this movie and gave it a negative review, said, hey, this is friggin' stupid, then why, regardless of what kind of following you have, why would anyone go after a particular producer or whatever this Derek Savage guy is and issue some sort of a death threat? I'm going to kill you. I'm going to do whatever that he's considering a death threat. So I'm calling bullshit there.
I agree with you there.
Secondly, my whole take on this, because I like doing a take on a lot of things. I think Savage is approaching this entirely too sensitively. I get it. He's released what he considers to be a work of art. Again, I have not seen Cool Cat Saves the Kids or whatever the title of this movie is called. I've not seen it, but apparently it's near and dear to his heart. Otherwise, he wouldn't be approaching this like he is. So I get it. It's a work of art to him. It's his baby. That's the point that I'm trying to get. It's his baby, and he wants to protect his baby. I get it. However, in reality, that's not how the world works. When you release something to the general public, sure, there's going to be people that are going to like it, and there's going to be people that are going to hate it. That's just reality. I'm sorry. I hate this everyone's a winner type of mentality that we're trying to build, where everyone comes in first place, everyone gets a ribbon, and to me, he comes off as a product of that, and I can't stand that.
He's also kind of new to the whole YouTube world, so he thinks he could.
That explains a lot.
And he thinks he could, because he's trying to say the video footage that they used in the review, that's what he's trying to go after. He's saying that they stole his content.
Yeah, no, that's not how this works. Which brings me to my next point. Well, let me finish my thought. before I go into that. There's going to be people that are going to like what you do. There's going to be people that hate what you do. I mean, there's people that like what I do, and there's people that hate what I do, that just would wish I would just go the hell away. And I'm sure you've run into those same people before. Hell, we've got people in this hangout that have experienced that to some degree, one way or another. Both Michelle, Mark, you, me, we've all decided in one form or another to put ourselves out there and release what we consider to be works of art. We have to understand that not everybody's going to like it. It's just a fact of life. That's reality. You can't shut out reality. So let me talk about DMCA. The whole DMCA thing and the quote unquote legal action that he's trying to pursue, or supposedly trying to pursue. I've seen this 100 times ever since I even knew YouTube was a thing way back when. And from what I'm gathering so far, I'm sorry, he's going to lose. Again, I haven't seen what I Hate Everything did. I haven't seen the review he posted. But there's a difference between using certain bits of material to make a commentary on it, regardless of what style of commentary that is. If it's negative, if it's positive, whatever. I'm sorry, but a lot of that falls under fair use, and he doesn't have a to put it bluntly, Savage doesn't have a pot to piss in at this point. That's just my take on it. I could be wrong, but I've seen this played out. I've seen this exact same issue, this exact same flavor of drama played out over and over and over again. And I'm sorry, you don't win. You just don't win. Especially like you already pointed out, this kid, I Hate Everything. I guess he's somewhere over in the UK. Good luck bringing that guy to court. It's not going to happen. As far as the email, it smacks of irony, because what Savage needs to be careful of is he's put out this what he considers to be a work of art about anti-bullying, because apparently that's what Cool Cat Saves the Kids is primarily about, is anti-bullying. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
The dangerous part about this is Savage is on a slippery slope to becoming what he's preaching against. He may not realize it, but he's the one that's turning into the bully here, not I Hate Everything. I Hate Everything just gave his opinion on the internet. It's something that, every other person does anymore. I mean, people like you and me, we're a dime a dozen these days. We have an opinion, we say it on the internet, life goes on. Derek Savage is missing that point. That's the perception that I'm getting out of this whole thing. And he's very, very quickly becoming in danger of becoming the very thing that he was preaching against with this piece called Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Again, that's offering my take without even seeing what Cool Cat Saves the Kids is all about.
I Hate Everything decides to reply. And I think his reply he's about to do here was probably the most civil thing he could have done in a situation like this.
So I replied with, "Hi Derek. I apologize on behalf of my fans. It's sad that some of them had to take it so far. I never asked them to harass you. I told them to be civil if they planned on sending you anything, which a large number of them have been. But it all comes from a place of passion. They love my video just as much as you love making the movie. Fair use laws indicate that nothing I have done with my Search for the Worst series is illegal. It would be very spiteful and hypocritical of you to attack only me directly, when countless other channels such as Your Movie Sucks, who I know you are friendly with despite his review being just as negative, which as a result you haven't attacked, Red Letter Media, Screen Junkies, Cinema Sins, Watch Mojo, the list is nearly endless of much bigger and powerful YouTubers than I who use the same fair use laws. My YouTube channel is my life, my welfare. I've been building it for years, pouring blood, sweat and tears into nearly every hour of every day. It means everything to me, just like I'm sure Cool Cat means to you. I'm sorry if my review offended you in some way. That was not my intention. My entire persona is built around hyperbole and exaggeration. It was all in the name of good fun. I never would have taken this public if you had handled this with more care. It baffles me that it has taken you this long to contact me directly, because this could have easily been talked out. But you've threatened my livelihood, my job, my everything with this strike. From my perspective, you are cruelly bullying me into submission purely because I may have said something mean about your movie, which is childish, manipulative, manipulative and low of you. You try to teach children to be sensible, to respect each other. Please try to practice what you preach. I don't want this to keep escalating. I never wanted any of this to happen. I want to talk with you in a considerate, thoughtful manner. I will not make anything from your threatening email public, as long as I get a response from you today. I sincerely want to talk this out with you. My persona might be called I Hate Everything, but believe it or not, I am a human with emotions underneath it all. Thank you for reading this, and I hope we can sort this out for both our sakes. I am willing to come up with some sort of agreement to settle this.
All right, well, there it was. There was his reply back to Derek Savage, trying to basically settle the situation and work it out. He's trying. He's explaining to him, this is my YouTube channel, and he's saying that, yes, it was fair use, but we'll get into that later because he is in the UK, and believe it or not, UK fair use is a US-only law. UK have something completely different, and their law is a little bit different and a little bit better than ours. So he's got a good point there, just wrong terminology for his country. Now, I don't think he really had to go into too much about crying about taking his channel down, because that probably fed Derek a little bit, about talking about how YouTube is his welfare, his job, and how he's been working on it for years. That was probably something, one of those things, you feeding the troll, you're feeding the bully. Now he knows where to attack. Derek now knows what his next move is going to be. So that part of the email probably could have been left out. But for the most part, when he gets towards the end, where he says he doesn't want it to escalate more, let's talk this out. You do the right thing and work it out and settle this.
I think it was perfectly reasonable, yeah.
Yeah.
And he obviously, it was brought to his attention that Derek Savage was pissed and wanted to work it out like an adult. I got no other perception from that.
That was what I got too. And the best part is, wait till you see how Derek responds to this email.
Your words have no meaning, and that's because you are a liar. You stated in your email that you didn't want it to escalate to this level, but yet in your recent YouTube video at the 4:45 mark, you stated that you're going to milk this for everything you can. Then at 6:28 you stated that you're not going to shut up about it. So once again, your words have no meaning and you are a liar. Last night I filed harassment charges against you and your channel with YouTube's legal division, and today my attorneys are having a Skype meeting with YouTube's lawyers about having you and your hate channel shut down. I'm still receiving a lot of extremely harassing emails and a couple new death threats, and you are ignorant if you think this comes from passion. It's because you are continually instigating this hate, and several comments state that you have sent them to harass me, which legally makes you liable and the co-conspirator of these illegal actions, and I plan to file charges against you for this. Now that we have your IP address from your email, we'll be able to discover who you are and where you live. So please be a man and submit your full legal name and address, as this will save my legal team a few minutes of hunting you down. And yes, we will find you. Today, you better delete everything that mentions me and the Cool Cat character. Then you are going to make a very short video where you publicly apologize to me and Cool Cat, and beg your hateful followers that they better never contact me again. And the video better be short, sweet, and damn sincere. If this doesn't happen today, then tomorrow I'll be contacting the producers of the other films that you blasphemed and copyright infringed against, and you'll be receiving numerous legal complaints coming your way. Derek Savage.
All right, there you go. Derek basically ignores I Hate Everything's plea to settle things and basically continues to bully him, saying that he's got his IP address and he wants his address, and if he doesn't do it, his attorneys are gonna go get it and he will contact, basically get them to get it from YouTube. Doesn't he realize that this kid lives in the UK? It's on his profile. I'd like to know how his attorneys, with plural, he must have multiple attorneys he's hiring, which I'm sure for an international lawsuit is not a cheap thing. And I don't think this guy has that much money to be going and hiring lawyers for an international lawsuit. Give me a break. He also demands that he apologizes in a video, make it short and sweet. Even though he basically just apologized in the previous email. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter a thing. But no, he's got to do it publicly and remove all the videos that talk about the Cool Cat character. All videos, even if he just talks about it. He's got to remove it. And tell your hateful followers that they never be contacting him again. Well, even though I Hate Everybody may have trolls on his, people trying to stand up for him, even trolls trying to get in on this stuff. It doesn't matter if I Hate Everything tells them not to do it. They're still going to do it. especially with a situation like this that's all fired up. And, you're talking about a guy who has, Derek Savage has about 2,000 subscribers. I hate everything. He's well over the 200,000K mark. That's a lot of people in there. And yes, there's going to be trolls in that audience that big. They're going to do that. Even if I hate everything says, no, don't do this, they're still going to do it. It's just the internet. It's just how things work. If you don't like it, block them. Move on with your life.
I would absolutely 100% agree with you. That goes back to my original point about how reality actually works. The only other point I had, just my reaction to Savage's apparent response to this "I hate everything" kid. Sorry, Derek, you're coming off a bit unstable. It's just, again, taking this whole thing at face value.
I just don't get it. And I really want to know. I really want to know how Derek Savage has connection to YouTube's legal division. Man, heck, I've been trying to get people to answer my email around that place, let alone the legal division.
You want to talk about something? You want to talk about something that I'm calling bullshit on? Yeah, that's another thing I'm calling bullshit on. He doesn't have attorneys talking to YouTube's attorneys. That's no.
Especially for something that could potentially be an international lawsuit. I'm sure that's not cheap. What do you think? You think it's the same as filing small claims here?
I've never done either. The last time I appeared in a courtroom was 1997, so I'm sure things have changed since then. But yeah. We're talking just fiscally here. We're talking a huge amount of money.
Let's go ahead and hear the 2 emails that I Hate Everything sent back to him in response.
I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. The quotes from the videos just reinforce how ridiculous this entire scenario is. I'm not going to be quiet about the situation because it is bullying. You have still not told me why you filed the strike in the first place, so it is leading to everyone making assumptions about you. A lot of people are very upset about this. It's a misuse of power. I never sent anyone to attack you. I simply told them what was happening and they did as they pleased, because people like to rally against unfair situations like this one. I meant everything I said. I never wanted this. He never replied, so I sent him another message. Listen, Derek, you are backing me into a corner here. None of this ever had to happen. You could have just talked to me. You were giving me no choice but to go public about all of this. You have threatened and harassed me to this point. Ironically, a collection of horrible things Cool Cat would never even think of doing because he is a good person. You are ruining what Cool Cat stands for. He's supposed to be above all of this petty squabble. I want to come to an agreement. It's still not too late for that. I am willing to compromise. If we both publicly apologize, and you take the strikes away from me and the other channels you wrongly attacked, then this could all go away. You are the only one who is elongating this terrible situation. I want this to stop. Please, not to appease me, not to appease the disgusting threats and messages you've been getting, but for Cool Cat, the reason this whole thing was started. You created Cool Cat from a place of love and sincerity. Don't throw that all away for something so pathetic and unjust.
Okay, so in those emails, he's definitely trying to address the issue at hand. First one gets ignored, so he decides, okay, we're going to send another one. And basically explaining why possibly his own viewers are attacking poor Derek is that, people are upset that, all of a sudden he got his video taken down and he never really got an explanation for it, which I think we know why he's attacking the way he is in this particular situation. It's to get that video off of YouTube to censor I Hate Everything. That's what this is really about, and yes, it is unjust. I totally agree with that.
It makes me wonder if this I Hate Everything kid, had he used the same material from the movie in question, but gave it a glowing review, would Mr. Savage be doing the same thing?
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
I really doubt it. I really doubt it.
If it was like, oh, I love the movie, love everything, I love Cool Cat, this is the greatest thing ever, Derek Savage might be, just sitting back, doing his thing, and just like, yeah, thank you. Even leave a comment, thank you. Love the video. It's great stuff. Now, let's hear what Derek Savage has to say about all that.
And this was his last reply. Are you really that stupid? You copyright infringed my movie, you attacked me, and you brought all of this onto yourself. So fuck you. And by you taking down those 2 hateful videos, proves that you know you're guilty and legally responsible for instigating the harassment and threats against me. And I copied the videos so I have the evidence against you. So please go public with every word I've written or said, as the law is on my side, and it will only build my legal case to have your filthy, hateful channel shut down. I'm not wasting any more time with you, and this is my last email. The below is what I told Adam last night, and if I don't get all 3 things in writing, then you're going to have a legal firestorm blow up your ass, and you deserve every bit of it. This is what I will do to end it now. He doesn't have to publicly apologize to me via video, but he has to 1. Email me an apology, and 2. State that he will never mention my name or Cool Cat again. And 3. State that he deleted those 2 nasty videos, not just put them in private mode. And this has to be done soon, as my attorneys are gearing up for a legal blast against him. They are truly entertained by this situation. Once I receive the email with all 3 conditions fulfilled, I will pull my lawyers off of this, and we will not file any new charges against him, unless he files a counter notification, which we will gladly fight. Also, I will not get other producers and or production companies to file copyright infringement charges against him from his blasphemous work.
Now, there you go. There you have it. Derek Savage replying, saying this is his last email, and basically, he said, so, fuck you in it. That's a real professional thing to say in a dispute like this, is just, fuck you. Especially when you're the one trying to, sue the other individual. If you're going to plan on a lawsuit, do you think an email like this would go great in court when you're sitting there saying, fuck you, you're basically harassing the kid in an email form, making threats and demands. As again, it should be interesting to see how we can sue somebody in another country with different copyright laws. And forcing him to apologize and saying, oh, never talk about Cool Cat ever again. That's censorship again. You can't tell somebody, oh, you can't talk about Cool Cat ever again. You can't mention Cool Cat no more. No more. And take your videos, delete them. Anything about this. Otherwise, we're gearing up against a legal attack. And it was, again, he has multiple attorneys here. Attorneys, plural. And they're gearing up for this blast against him. Well, they better get on a plane because it's a long trip to the UK.
Yeah, good luck with all that.
Yeah.
My only other thought on this was, and I probably should have done this before engaging in this conversation with you, but I just, while you were running through those clips, I looked up a clip on Cool Cat Saves the Kids. Is this whole drama, is this seriously all of this over a movie starring a guy dressed up as a furry?
Yes. And teaching kids not to bully.
I'm done.
Court.
I couldn't help it. I just looked up this clip. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. This is what the movie is. It's a guy running around in a freaking fox costume, for fuck's sake.
Oh, in the review, he's even like, man, even the audio works horrible. Everything's horrible.
just had a jaw-dropping moment. Cast Vivica Fox and Eric fucking Estrada. He got Eric Estrada, the guy that used to be on Chips. Back in the 80s, Chips was a very famous weekly television show about a couple of motorcycle cops. Just let me get over the fact that Eric fucking Estrada is in this piece of garbage. I used to love that show. I'm talking about Chips. That was one of my television shows when I was a kid. And it's like, I forget what Eric Estrada's character's name was, but you went from that guy, you went from being that awesome, badass motorcycle cop that I used to watch every freaking week to being in this? Are you that hard up for money?
Now it is time to analyze Mr. Savage's response. About a few days after that last email was sent to I Hate Everything, he decides to upload a video to YouTube called Cool Cat, Copyright Infringement versus Fair Use Part 1. And let me just tell you, he said he was going to upload a part 2, and it's been 2 days, and he has not uploaded that part 2 when he said he was going to do it the next day. I think he knows he's in a losing battle. Now, for the first fact here, as you can see, there's his face, and you can see him holding up that DVD of The Cool Cat Saves the Kids. In his video, I've already skipped to about 6 minutes and 11 seconds in this thing. Basically, for the first almost 7 minutes of this thing, he's going on about bragging about how great his sales are on this DVD. Basically, it's because of all these reviews coming out. It goes viral. The reviews went viral, not his movie. And now people are like, okay, we need to check this out and buy this thing and see how bad it is. That's why his sales are going up, is because people want to see this thing. And it's not available online because he'll DMCA if you upload his movie to YouTube. Wait till he deals with BitTorrents. How's he going to deal with that one? Yeah, so I'm going to just play a quick little clip here of him doing such things.
And there's also no stealing. Cool Cat says stealing is no good. And that's exactly what copyright infringement is. It's ripping you off. Plain and simple. Okay, but the thing is, the reason why I know it'll never hurt my brand, and I'm not stating this, I mean, over the past week, good Lord Almighty, I have sold more Cool Cat movies than I usually do in a month and a half period. More Cool Cat t-shirts. I had to place another order because I'm selling out of everything.
Yeah, okay. I see where he's going at with that. Okay, yeah. He's making his rebuttal video, and he's going to go and brag about how his sales have been the last week. I wonder why your sales have been so good, especially when the original video of this review was about 800,000 views. And you're wondering why. You're wondering why your sales are going up. Of course, they're going to go up because now you're going viral, buddy. You're going viral.
And also on Twitter, I didn't start doing it about 4 or 5 months
is a
ago.
tweeter?
I got about 2,000 followers now, right around there. I put it on private, where you got to send me, because just wait till all this crap gets out till the truth gets out to you.
Oh, the truth. Okay.
I got over 2,500 requests in there. I mean, I literally over doubled my following, and so many people have now heard of Cool Cat. But the way
okay, you're gonna make a rebuttal video about I Hate Everything, and you're gonna go on about how many followers you have on Twitter. Right now, I'm at the timestamp of 7 minutes and 8 seconds into this thing, and he's still promoting his product before getting to the point.
Of course.
I know it will not ever hurt my movie is because good will always whoop lies and evil. Plain and simple, baby doll. And Cool Cat is good for children. And for all you people that's seen those BS reviews out there, the ones I've shut down, please don't judge all some punk what they say. Get your own copy of the movie. It's only $9.99. My God, you can afford that. Get your own copy of the movie and see how entertaining and enjoyable this film is.
So he's saying all the reviews are punk reviews. So he's calling these reviewers out, saying you're all punks for saying naughty things about my movie. Have you facepalmed yet?
I haven't quite facepalmed yet. I'm at resting bitch face right now.
Derek Savage is going to go on about how everyone is a thief. They're stealing his movie. And that's why he took the reviews down. But we all know he's really butthurt about this.
And ripping somebody off is wrong. And that's why I file copyright infringement strikes against these people to get my content off. I mean, they didn't even have the common courtesy to even contact me to try to get my permission to use it.
Do you really have to go and copyright claim these videos? We know the real reason why. Because you're butthurt.
This individual has no understanding of what fair use laws are.
Exactly.
He's got no understanding.
This is obviously his first rodeo on the YouTube DMCA copyright issue.
And again, I get it. This is his baby. This is his work of art. I understand it. I completely do. But he doesn't understand that if someone, if someone were to upload the entire movie and monetize it, yeah. But if someone's doing a review on it, fair use laws, they have that clause for commentary. I mean, just like those links that in those clips that Michelle sent me. I don't know. I've got a headache now. I really do.
Gets better.
This copyright infringement cases.
Okay, as you see here in this clip, he is showing his camera pointing at the computer. As you can see here, this is obviously, it says 99 Designs is this site. Okay, according to what he is doing to this reviewer, why is he doing the same thing and filming a news article on another website? Because that article is copyrighted material. Why is he filming his screen showing that copyrighted material? Doing the exact same thing, commentating and discussing what is in that article. What? And it gets better. It gets way better. Let me jump ahead here. All right, in this next shot here, as you can see in the screen share, he is got a water bottle in his hand. And he's going to go on about the label on the water bottle. Let's go ahead and watch this real quick, and I'll make my point.
Bottom line, even when it comes to water bottles, if you look in movies, I took the label off this because I don't want any problems. You can get busted for doing that right there, showing bottles if you're trying to make a profit off of it. This video here is not going to be monetized at any bit.
Okay, well, he just went on about the water bottle, but you see this over here in the bottom left corner? It's his second dual JVC camera here. He took the label off the water bottle because he's afraid he's going to get in trouble, but right here on his camera, he's got the logo of the freaking camera. He's using the JVC, full HD. Totally, as again, contradicting himself in the video. That he's on the point he's trying to put across. Are you serious? Let me jump ahead here to the last little section that he had to do.
Their house. That's how serious this is. If you live in your mama's house, if you're younger, you can get your parents to lose their house. That's how serious this is. When you're being sued, if you're using a computer in other people's houses, they can legally be tied in and responsible for that.
So basically, he's putting on a threat here that he's going to sue. He's going to sue and take their house. Oh my God.
I mean, seriously, people, please never steal somebody's content. Okay, I'm going to go back to you once again. That boy is lying to you. He's deceiving you. And as his words, he's going to milk it all he can. And you're the fat cow he's milking right now.
Calling us names.
Derek Savage reached out days ago to put a stop to this. And he goes, I don't care to get this crap, all these emails. But the thing is, not unless you wrote a few threats, and all of those were forwarded to the proper legal authorities. They got your IP address.
Oh, shit.
So you be careful there. But if you just wrote a simple, Derek, this, I am not mad one bit at you, simply because you got pumped up, you got deceived, and you got slapped, and really, you got treated like a little punk bitch.
Okay, so that was his video, and basically calling him out, saying that, yeah, he's a thief, basically calling the audience of I hate everything, big fat cows, and then goes and tells I Hate Everything that he got slapped like a bitch.
I seriously want to throw myself out my window right now.
There you go, folks. He has said it. Let's move on to our next segment. Welcome to this segment where we're going to talk about anti-bully is a bully. First of all, I'd like to address Derek Savage. If you find this podcast anywhere on the net, this is under fair use of journalism. So please don't take me down, Daddy Derek. Please, please. I don't want to be flagged. Basically, I can see what it is. You do a bad review. Why not DMCA it? Why not? Harass, bully, and threaten the reviewer. That's what you do nowadays, right? Don't you agree with me, Brandon? That's what we do. So if you were going to make a review of my movie, The Main Course, and you made a bad review about it, I could totally DCMA your ass, and claim copyright on it and take your video down.
I hate you. Oh, God. I can't stand this anymore. Why? What did I do? What did I do?
And the point is that I wanted to bring up in this segment is Derek has no clue how the DMCA system works on YouTube. Basically, when you file a DMCA, the video gets taken down from YouTube. Yes, you achieved your goal. You got the video pulled. But the uploader is given the chance to counter that DMCA and say, hey, it was in fair use, blah, 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 blah. Then the copyright owner has the right now to counter notify again to the uploader. At this point, the uploader is given one last chance to appeal the whole situation. After that appeal, it then goes back on, say, Derek Savage here in the situation, and he's going to be given 10 days to show proof that he's filed a lawsuit. Now, he's going to need a lot of money for an international lawsuit. That's for sure. And for that, yeah, he's got himself in a big, big mess. And if I could make a prediction here, that's where this is going to end. After those 10 days, I Hate Everything is going to get his video back. Is going to happen. Not unless Derek Savage has a ton of money. I guess you would have a ton of money if you're getting some good high-end actors in your film. But, maybe it was for charity reasons, because it's for the kids. This is an anti-bullying movie. And then when somebody gives you a negative review, you make sure to go on to YouTube and bully a reviewer around. Wow. And the last point to that one, the UK also has different laws on fair use. As a matter of fact, fair use is a term used for American copyright law. In the UK, they call it fair dealings. Okay? And it is completely different. There is a link in the show notes that explains a little bit about, on the Wikipedia page, what is this fair dealings. And if anything, it's a little bit more generous than the fair use in America. But basically, it's the same concept. And let me go ahead and jump over here and read this real quick. He falls under section S30, criticism, review, quotation, and news reporting of the fair dealings of the UK. There you go. He's doing it legally. Everything is okay. And welcome to the YouTube segment, where we're going to talk about how YouTube and other copyright owners deal with such copyright issues. Now, I have a friend. His name is Mark Hyder. Mark Hyder does commentaries on a show called My Little Pony. He calls them blind commentaries. Normally in these situations, what the copyright owner does is put an ID claim on the video, monetizing it themselves. They don't go and shut down the video. This is where Derek Savage, if he was a civil person or content creator on YouTube, I've even done this myself on people who have stolen my videos. You can content ID the video and monetize it on them. Now, this is where Derek Savage could have said, okay, well, you're using my video footage, so I'll put a content ID match for the visuals on your video. That would have been a much better approach than, say, DMCA, slap the video down, take it down. Basically, what Derek Savage did to I Hate Everything was censorship. Clear and simple, it was censorship. It wasn't about trying to work out, what he did. It's just simple. He wants to shut I Hate Everything up. Got anything to say about, the content ID system? You think it's? I'm sure you probably have had your issues with it.
Yeah, not so much. I mean, I've never had anybody steal my my footage before. I've never had to content ID anyone else. However, I've been content ID'd, and for the most part, the experiences I've had, I very well deserved it. I used music that I probably shouldn't have used, and I saw the IDs coming. It was no surprise when I got those notifications. The only other incident that I really had that I had to get involved with and fight was when I noticed that somebody had content ID'd a bunch of videos that I had uploaded a long time back that used music segments from iMovie or Final Cut Pro, which is royalty free. Anybody can use it. Anybody can publish it. Anybody can monetize it. It's what's the word I'm looking for? There's another term besides royalty free.
Creative Commons.
Creative Commons. Thank you. And that's what those music clips in programs like Final Cut Pro and iMovie fall under. And a couple of years ago, somebody went through and tried to content ID anyone and everyone's videos that was using that music from those libraries. Yeah, that didn't last very long. Yeah, I think it lasted a couple of days, but still, it was the very principle of the matter.
That happened also to Kevin MacLeod too. His music got falsely in the content ID system. That was people being very shifty, taking his music, and that's kind of what happened with the iMovie stuff. They went and put a content ID, and they were going to bogus people, just stealing it.
Right.
So it had its negative.
But other than that, I mean, that's kind of the limit of my personal experience as far as anything negative when it comes to content ID. I mean, I've either gotten them and I knew I was going to get them. It was no surprise, or it was that incident. That's really it. I mean, other than that, I've tried to stay pretty clean during my stint here on YouTube.
Well, enough of having an aneurysm and hurting our brains on that. You feel better now? It's over. We're not going to discuss it anymore. Can you breathe now?
I swear it's. This is to the point now where I want to go find a mascot and just kick the crap out of him on general purpose.
Would it be an orange cat?
It might be an orange cat. Yeah. Well, let me find some sports team that's got an orange cat as a mascot. Just beat the crap out of him. I think I've had it with Cool Cat for the night.
That settles it. And do you plan on seeing this movie now?
No.
Neither do I. But I'll tell you what, I think I found a new channel to subscribe to. I Hate Everything. You gained a sub from this.
And again, in all fairness, in all complete objective fairness, I've said it a couple of times already. I get where Derek Savage is coming from. This is his baby. This is his work of art. So naturally, he's trying to protect it. The problem is, again, let me beat it. Do I got to drag out my dead horse beater?
Bring that horse beater out. Bring it out for the peeps. They need to see this. Beat that dead horse. Beat it into the ground.
There's the idea, and then there's the implementation. There's the idea, and there's the implementation. There's the idea, and there's the implementation. There's the idea, and there's the implementation. The point that I'm getting across, or that I'm trying to get across, is he's going about it completely the wrong way. He's making himself come out like the complete asshole here, and it flies in the face of everything that, from what I'm seeing anyway, Cool Cat represents.
Exactly, and that's the gotcha there. You're gonna make a movie about, not bullying people, but in the end,
the movie's
you're going to
supposed
bully
to be rising
people
above
on the
that.
internet.
And he's not rising. He's doing the exact opposite.
So there you go. I guess his brand is ruined, like he said in his video. I'm not trying to ruin my brand here. Well, I think you've already done that, Derek Savage. You sabotaged it. Savage. Sabotage it? Not a very clever pun, is it?
No. I'm sure that sounded better in your head than it did.
It did.
Out.
So with that, folks, let's move on to the next segment. Welcome to the feedback. And we've got a little piece of feedback here from Luan Lotter, who says or asks, when are you going to continue with the Linux server and Raspberry Pis? Awesome vids. Right now, we're trying out some new things here with the Geeking Off podcast. I'm also trying to get through the remainder of old footage called the Japan vlogs. But after those are done, it's going to be more Geeking Off episodes with Linux and more than just playing with Raspberry Pis. We'll be playing with some more hardware in the future. A lot of cool things. I've got boxes in my bedroom of stuff to play with, and I'm just kind of waiting until I finish old projects before I move on to new ones. But they're coming. So basically, look about after the new year, we will be moving in a full direction onto Geeking Off, this podcast, and maybe the occasional vlog or, let's play or gameplay on Minecraft or any type of game. Whatever just happens. There will be random videos here and there. But for the most part, after the Japan vlogs have aired, it will be going forward with Geeking Off as main content, from featured episodes to podcasts. And if you would like to send in feedback, you can go ahead and email us at feedback@geekingoffpodcast.com. Just go ahead, shoot an email, or leave a comment below in the video, or send me a message on Facebook, leave a random comment anywhere on my videos, and I may select it for the feedback section. Many ways to get your feedback in there. Go ahead and send it in. Head on over to geekingoffpodcast.com. Over here, you can get all the episodes in a nice little feed. Over here, you can also click here to send feedback, and also join the RSS feed and subscribe to it, or subscribe via iTunes. I would recommend either way. Go ahead and subscribe to our feed. There's a little thing we're trying to do. I am looking for a co-host. Yes, a co-host. I'm looking for a permanent co-host to be a part of the Geeking Off podcast. So far, I have received 2 submissions and want more. So go ahead, go over here, and on the Geeking Off page, you'll see a little link over here that says Become a Co-host on the right side under the image and description. Click on that. You'll be taken to a Google form where it just asks you some basic questions about your setup and what you do, if you run Linux, whatnot. No right or wrong answers. Probably the only one is the age. You do have to be 18 or older. With that, go ahead, sign up. See if you become a permanent co-host on this show. I would love to have you there. And last but not least, if you wish to see the raw recordings of the Geeking Off podcast, become a Patreon over at patreon.com/anthrit. On this page, you can go ahead and get access to the website per request, and get access to content such as the forums and comment section and secret chats that are hidden on the website that normal users do not get to see. Also get access to content that I upload on YouTube before they go up on the Thursday schedule. So you get them exactly when I upload them to YouTube. They will be in the Patreon. They usually come about Monday or Tuesdays. So you get a couple days ahead there. And last but not least on that bonus reward, you can get a tweet from me if you really want it. You can say I don't want a tweet. Well, that brings us to the end of this podcast. A little bit longer than we're normally used to, but I hope you enjoyed, and give I Hate Everything some support there. Because I guarantee you, probably by the time I finish uploading this and getting this version out there, this podcast out there, he'll have his video back. Or close to it. The 10 days should be over. So with that, folks, Brandon, do you have anything to say before closing and say your goodbyes?
No, I'm Brandon Hawkins with Brayhawk Tech, continuing to bring you that part of the world that no one else wants to. Look us up at brayhawktech.com and brayhawktech.net.
And this is Anthony from AnthWare. And from this time and every time on, folks, keep on clicking.
Cool cat likes to rock and roll. Cool cat likes to love and sing. Cool cat likes to boogie boogie boo. Cool cat likes to love you.
let's move on because now
And this
we're-
is an issue why? This is an issue why?
because it's Cool
What the
Cat.
fuck did you get me into?
I know.
I hate you. I hate you.
Okay.
Are you
All
still
right.
recording?
Yes. Well, we're in a kind of in a in between segment because we're recording,
it's
but
an-
I'm going
I
to
guess
edit.
an
We're going
intermission.
to edit later, but we're moving on to his section. What do you want to say? You want to say something, Sugar?
Yeah, I just thought it was like all like kind of funny, but then in the same aspect, I mean, a good rebuttal on, I don't know the whole story, but the person who made the actual film about bullying and everything, I mean, who's the good guy and who's the bad guy here?
Therein lies
Exactly.
the irony in the whole situation. That's why Anthony's doing what he's doing.
Yeah, and then I mean, there's a lot of points that could be like extremely made on both sides. I mean, my first question, I guess, would be for the person who made the thing about anti-bullying. You know, if he wants to, is he the one that's trying to sue the other guy for the bad review, right?
Pretty
Yes.
much, yes. We're using his video footage.
Okay, I was just making sure I was getting it correct. But I mean, like, the guy that's being sued in rebuttal to this, he could have come back and said, well, you know, how are you qualified to counsel any child under the age of 18, because you do have to be certified to do that? And 2, did you have written permission from all the children's parents to appear on YouTube, because that is against the law under the age of 18? There's tons. I could go on for hours.
That kid kicks sand in Cool Cat's face. That kid kicks sand in Cool Cat's face. That kid kicks sand